Welcome back, my credit fiends. Today we're going to be talking about what happens if you never pay them back. Yes, if you do not make any more payments to your credit cards, this is exactly what's going to happen. Now, this video is going to be a little bit different from my what happens when you miss a payment video. Now, you can go watch that video if you want to find out what happened when I missed my Amex payment. Well, I didn't actually miss it, but just go watch that video and you'll see what happened whenever you mess up like how I did on 2 different card accounts, okay? And in this video, we're gonna be talking about the straight through process, all the way what happens whenever you just you just run off on the plug. You just spend their money and you never pay it back. What happens? Okay, so you missed that first payment, okay? That very first payment that you're gonna miss, is it going to go to your credit report? The answer is no. It's not going to report on your credit report when you miss one payment. What's going to happen is you're going to get charged a late fee. You're going to have a late fee on top of that minimum payment that you missed. And then that's the time is going to start clicking, okay? It's going to start ticking. Once you hit that 30 days past the last payment that you were supposed to make, so okay, let's say on the first you were supposed to make your minimum payment of $50 and you didn't make that minimum payment on that day, and then those couple days go past and that grace period is over, okay? It's already been a week past your due date. Now we're on the 8th, okay? They're definitely going to be adding on late fees to that. And by the time, if you make it to that 30 days past the day you were supposed to, so that next payment without making a payment, you are going to be 30 days late. And now they are going to be reporting that to your credit report, to the credit bureaus, the main 3 credit bureaus, and you're going to see that pop up. Now, if they don't report to all of them, then it's not going to be on all of them, okay? If it's only the ones that they report to, because some creditors don't report to all credit bureaus, but you will know because it'll show that that account is open under that credit bureau specifically, okay? So it's going to report to whatever credit bureau has been reporting to that you're 30 days late, okay? Then you're going to have that first payment you needed, and then your late payment, and then that second payment that's going to be due, and then another late fee, okay? And then once you're 60 days late, then you can assume, okay, now you're going to have 2 late payments, and it's going to show on that account on your credit report that you are now 60 days late. Then the same process happens again till you're 90 days late. Now, depending on what kind of account this is and who you're going through, what the creditor is, they are going to decide what they want to do now, because now you're 3 months late, you're 90 days past due, and normally they wait until, the latest that I've seen it charge off or go to collections is about 6 months. But when you start hitting that 120 days to 180 days, so you know what I'm saying, like 4 months to 6 months or so, then that is where you are in potential chaos mode, okay? This is where they're really going to start hitting you, because now you have all those late fees, okay? You have all those minimum payments you were supposed to be making. So now they're adding that on top of that, plus interest, okay? And then they're going to hit you possibly with the collections, okay? So now depending on which creditor you're going to, this is going to be where it's different, okay? So sometimes the creditor like Navy Federal or somebody, they'll write it off as a loss in their house, okay? And it'll show up on your credit report that this is now a written off debt, or a charge off is what it'll say in the comments. This means that the creditor knows they're not gonna be able to collect that full amount, so they go ahead and close that account. Now, Navy Federal has their own in-house collections agency. They do work with other collections agencies where they can go ahead and send that off. But from what I've seen, someone that I know had a loan through Navy Federal, and they still didn't see that charge off go as far as like collections or anything like that, because Navy Federal held onto that debt. Now, when that third-party collections agency buys your debt for pennies on the dollar from that creditor, the creditor is supposed to send over all the information that's like written documents, you know what I'm saying, signed contracts, the actual amount, the account number. The collections agency is supposed to have all that. And then they're the ones that's going ahead and report that to the credit bureaus that they now have that debt. That's whenever you show the collections, and then you'll see which agency has that debt that you have. Now, this is the time where, of course, you didn't make any payments, so they're going to be pursuing you. But the very first thing, obviously, it's your debt. The very first thing that you're going to want to do is make sure that that debt is valid, that they have all of the information that they're supposed to have, because sometimes they don't get everything. Sometimes they don't send over all the information, or like I said, if they're buying it for pennies on the dollar, or if it's changed hands a couple times, then that means that they may not have all the full complete information. So if they don't have signed contract, they don't have the full proof that they can prove that this debt is yours, okay, within the 30 days from whenever you send them that letter, then they're gonna have to take that off of your report. But this doesn't always happen in all cases, all right? So just be careful with that. You do not want any collections because it's going to destroy your credit report. This goes under derogatory marks. That's where you would see the collections. The charge off you would see on the actual account. It'll show on the account and then the account will be closed. Now from here, it gets very difficult to go ahead and get these things removed off of your credit report, especially if you know that this debt is yours and that you did owe it. And sometimes you can make a little negotiation, which I would recommend with the actual creditor before it goes into collections. Like get on some type of payment plan or some type of hardship, let them know like what's going on, so that way it doesn't just get sent off to collections. Like if you really can't pay it, like if you're not just running off on them with their money. If it does go to collections, then you're gonna be fighting collections. You gotta make sure that the amount is correct, because sometimes they'll add on extra interest and things like that. So that's all things to be looking into whenever you are trying to figure that out. Now, if you need extra help, you can come to me. I'm always here. You can leave a comment down below. You can go on my website and fill out a form that's going to go directly to my email, or you can hit me up on any social media platform. I'm talking X, TikTok, Instagram, whatever else there is, okay? And you can go ahead and do that. Linktree's down below. Hey, I'm sorry if this happened to you guys. Don't let it happen to you if this has not happened to you yet. There are ways to get around this. This will be in a separate video, or you can comment down below and ask me and I'll help you guys out. Hey, be feeling for that credit and stay out of collections.